Rock 92.7, welcome back to another episode of Mahela's Music Moment. Today's episode is actually going to be a little bit different than the past, but I promise it's still going to be absolutely amazing. Today, I actually don't have a band or an artist on the show. I know, very sad. But stay until the very end of the episode to find out who will be on the show in January. I think you're really going to like next month's band a lot. But today, I actually have my producer, coworker, and friend Will on the show with me today. We're going to be talking about all the good, bad, and the ugly things that happened in the rock world this year. Then we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to in 2023. So let's get into it. What is the first rock story we're going to be talking about today, Will?
Well, we're going to talk about the Live Nation / Ticketmaster fiasco. Live Nation is the parent company of Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster was supposed to open up sale for 1.5 million Taylor Swift fans last month, ahead of the general public ticket sales. However, more than 14 million users flocked to the site. It includes bots, spur massive delays, lockouts on the website. It has gotten to the point where lawmakers want answers from the CEO of Live Nation. This isn't the first time Live Nation / Ticketmaster has been in hot water. Back in 1995, Pearl Jam has declared war against them.
You know, that is so crazy to me that they are having issues again. You know, because like you said, back in the 90s, they had problems with Pearl Jam. So you would think they would like learn their lesson from that. And also, technology has just advanced so much. So shouldn't things be easier for Ticketmaster? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but who knows? I guess we'll find out what happens in 2023. Hopefully, less bots. I actually tried to get tickets to a few concerts this year, actually. It happened to me a few times, and then I couldn't get tickets because of stupid bots. It was so annoying.
I feel you on that. I tried to get tickets to the Chris Cornell tribute concert, and within 5 minutes, it got sold out because of bots.
Yes, yeah, and it's so insane. Or like their resale tickets, and then it's like 200% more expensive than the original price.
Basically, a house payment almost.
Yeah. Oh, and the fees. Oh my goodness. All of those, like you see the ticket price and then you go to check out and then there's all those fees that you're like, what is this? Why didn't you just tell me ahead of time?
Don't get me started on the fees. Don't get me started on the fees.
The next story I actually wanted to talk about was Dolly Parton. And I know what everyone is thinking. Dolly Parton is not rock and roll. Like, why are you talking about this?
But she is America's sweetheart.
True. I love Dolly. But this year, she was actually inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And she is going to be making a rock album in 2023, which is so exciting because I think she's going to have, some guests on the album, like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, Mick Jagger, maybe. I think she's also covering Stairway to Heaven, and she would like to reunite Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, which we'll see. We'll see how that works because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Steven Tyler. He tried to get Jimmy Page and Robert Plant back together for a show or maybe to re-record a song. I can't remember, but tried to get them back together and they both said no. So
I'm sorry to interject. Those Led Zeppelin rumors has been going a long time.
that's true. But we'll see. Maybe, I don't know. If anybody can get it done, maybe Dolly can. I really hope so. I love Led Zeppelin. They're the best. But yeah, going back to, Dolly's new rock album, I am very curious about what it's going to sound like. And who knows? Maybe we'll play it on Rock 92.7. We'll see. And I would be interested in knowing if that is something that our fans would like to listen to on Rock 92.7. So let us know if you want to hear Dolly's new album here on Rock 92.7 by reaching out to us on Facebook. Just shoot us a message, Rock 92.7 on Facebook.
Pantera's coming back? New members? After breaking up 19 years ago, Pantera's back with some familiar and new faces. Can you guess what are the familiar new faces?
Oh gosh, I don't know, but I feel like you're going to tell me.
Well, the original faces are the vocalist Phil Anselmo, the bassist Rex Brown, and the two new faces are guitarist Zach Wild, which you may know is the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne, and drummer Charlie Bennett. He is the drummer for Anthrax, one of the greatest and actually a legendary metal band, Anthrax. And also, Pantera is currently touring in South America, but I wanted to see him, but I didn't want to pay an arm and a leg for him. So
Right.
a friend of mine sent me a video, and gotta say the fans were ecstatic. They were excited. They are also touring with rock legends Metallica in the States, but we'll probably mention that later in the show.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting about Pantera. You know, I was actually listening to Anthrax earlier today. Their newest album, XL, came out earlier this year. So I listened to it this morning. And I don't think I finished the album, unfortunately, but it was pretty good what I
So,
was listening to.
so out of all the so far the album, what'd you think of it? How would you rate it?
Ooh, that's a hard one because there's so many good albums that came out this year, which we'll talk about later in the show. Hmm. But I would say maybe 7.5.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. But anyways, speaking of new music, so in 2022, I feel like there were a lot of really great singles and albums that came out this year. Some of my personal favorites, Hailstorm, they released Back from the Dead, and I think like last week or something, they or a couple weeks ago, they released the deluxe album, which that was pretty cool. Pretty Reckless released Other Worlds, which had acoustic versions of their older songs, and that was Chef's Kiss. Good. That was very good. Um, yeah, and what about you, Will? What new music did you like from this year?
There's been a lot of good music this year, but mine has to be Red Hot Chili Peppers' Unlimited Love.
Yeah.
I played it. My friend played it when we went to a wedding, and it was pretty good. Made the trip fun. That's all I got to say. And the wedding night more funner.
Yeah. So, have you also heard their the second album that they came out with this year? It's Return of the Dream Canteen.
I have not actually.
Oh, that one's pretty good. We play Tip of My Tongue. That's like their title track on that album. We play that, all the time on Rock. You can request it if you if you would like. That's a really good one. I really liked Tip of My Tongue. It definitely has that original Red Hot Chili Pepper vibe. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Flea on the bass.
Yeah, definitely. Like it was almost, reminiscing on some of their older stuff because it had that similar vibe. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else.
All right, this is one I'm really, really excited for and proud for because I am a Metallica fan. They released a new single called Lux Eterna.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Metallica. I love Metallica. Like, that's my favorite band, but best single I ever heard. But, yeah. Speaking of songs and drumming and drummers, Blink-182 dropped a new single called Edging.
Yes, with Travis Barker.
Yeah, so can you scream 90s all over again?
No, right? It feels like we're going back in time with Red Hot Chili Pepper, Metallica, Blink-182. Like, what year is it? So I'm curious to know what you thought about Edging, Blink-182's new single.
I have not gotten a chance to listen to it, but the last time I ever listened to a Blink-182 single was basically 2011 when I was in high school. But other than that, I hope it's good.
See, I have mixed feelings. I've listened to it so many times because I'm like, I want to like this song. You know what I mean? It's Blink 182. I really want to like it, but I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? I would really like to know. Shoot us a message on Facebook. What do you think of Blink 182's newest single? Or really, what do you think of any of the newest music that came out in 2022? Let us know on our Facebook page, Rock 927. Next in the program today, tours of 2022. And this is kind of where the good, the bad, and the ugly kind of come in to play. But we're going to start out with the good. Def Leppard, Poison, Joan Jett, and Motley Crue all went on tour this year, finally, after being canceled for like 2 years, right?
Postponed for 2 years. The funny thing you mentioned about that is that more bands from when the pandemic started pushed back their shows 2 years. So this whole year was full of shows that got postponed.
Oh my gosh, yes. And that also could be a factor why it was so hard to get tickets this year because, you know, the tickets were bought 2 years ago and they held on to them, you know? But actually, I read somewhere that that tour, so the stadium tour and Guns N' Roses, those two tours were the biggest tours money-wise. Like they made the most money this year out of all of their tours from like the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. I don't think like all time, you know, every single artist, but in the band's history, that was the most money they've made in a tour. Isn't that insane?
Very insane. Very, very insane.
Now moving on to a tour that I hate to even say it because I love this band so much, but we have to talk about the most chaotic tour, Greta Van Fleet. I hate to say it because I love them so much. I really do. But they canceled so many shows this year, and they are finally rescheduling them in 2023. I mean, I know that, you know, they couldn't help it. They got sick, and then their lead singer had like that ear thing. I think he burst an eardrum, something like that. But I actually went to the show in San Antonio, which it was a really good show. It was a really, really good show. I will say that. Like performance wise, it was a great show.
Did they play any of your songs?
Kind of. I was waiting for Tears of Rain, but they didn't play Tears of Rain. But maybe that's a good thing because I would have 100% cried my eyes out.
You would cry Tears of Rain.
Yes, I would have cried Tears of Rain. But yeah, no, they played all the good, all the hits, you know, Light My Love, Heat Above, Highway Tune. Yeah, it was great. And the show was amazing. So the most chaotic tour this year was Greta Van Fleet, but not because they were ever bad, just because they canceled a lot of shows. And they actually performed with Metallica recently. Did you see that show? They had it on Paramount.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch it because I don't have Paramount. But from what I've heard, though, it was a Metallica show with like 2 Greta Van Fleet fans.
It sounds very interesting, honestly.
Yeah, no, I thought it was an interesting pairing for sure. But I felt so bad for them because apparently, like I said, I didn't see it and I wasn't there. But apparently the fans were not into Greta. They were solely there for Metallica. So they were all in their seats, sitting. Nobody was singing along. Nobody was cheering. Nobody was clapping. It was very, very sad.
The funny thing that you mentioned about Metallica, which is technically going to go into our another subject, is that I saw Metallica with Paul McCartney in 2018 at ACL.
That's a weird pairing.
It is a weird pairing. One night was Paul McCartney, and the next night was Metallica. So you got a Beatle, and then you got Metallica. So it was the best of both worlds. Honestly, it was the best.
Yeah, that does sound That does sound really awesome.
It was.
And I mean, in my opinion, like even Greta Van Fleet and Metallica, that sounds awesome. But the people who were there were not into it. So it was really unfortunate. And then, if there's any Greta Van Fleet fans out there, you guys know that the lead singer has a bouquet of white roses that he gives out to the fans after their show. Well, apparently he had the flowers and he brought them out, but he didn't give them out to anybody because he was scared, I guess, and he didn't think that people were into it. So they just sat there on stage after they left. And I was like, oh, that's so sad.
That is sad.
Yeah. Okay, enough about Greta Van Fleet and the sad year that they had. Let's talk about
The next year, the coming up
next
year, the
year.
2023 year, and we're going to start off with a bang. Metallica's starting off with the tour.
And they already have dates up for 2024. I could not believe that when I saw that.
Yeah, I did not see the 24 dates, but I did see the 2023 dates, which they have one in Texas in Arlington Stadium. It's like a 2-day event with 2 different set lists. The first day, believe it or not, that you're bringing back Pantera is touring with them.
Yes, I heard about that.
And that's going to be interesting. Pantera
Yes.
in Arlington with Metallica. That's the first day, and that's the 18th of August, which is a Friday. The next date from Metallica in Arlington is the 20th, which they are touring with Five Finger Death Punch and Ice Nine Kills. I had not heard, I heard Five Finger Death Punch. Pretty much all of us have heard Five Finger Death
Yeah.
Punch. But I have not heard Ice Nine Kills, but I heard very good things about them.
Oh, yeah, me too. Like I've heard of them. I just haven't actually sat down and listened to their music yet. But man, that is going to be a banger concert. It's going to be so good.
It's going to be so much fun. So much fun.
Yes.
Also, in the 2023 lineup, we got Red Hot Chili Peppers, which they're Red Hot Chili Peppers, which they have 2 Texas dates, which is May 17th in San Antonio and the 25th of May in Houston at Minute Maid Park. So that's going to be an interesting concert.
Yes, I went to a show at Minute Maid Park, actually. And I remember the first show I went to Minute Maid Park, I was like, this is going to be weird. Like, are they going to open up the roof? Like, But it was actually probably one of the best concerts that I went to. Minute Maid Park is legit. I recommend that show.
Speaking of the 90s, Blink-182 is doing their tour in 2023 with 3 stops in Texas. First stop's in Dallas, Texas, July 5th. Second stop is Austin, Texas, July 7th. And the last stop in Texas, July 8th, is in Houston.
H-Town.
Yeah, again, so H-Town's getting popular, I see.
Oh, yeah. They always have some good shows in Houston. But I'm surprised that Blink-182 is going to, all 3 of the big cities in Texas. Usually it's like 1 or 2, but no, they're going all 3. Wow.
This one I'm really excited to see because I missed out on the last Blink-182 concert, so I'm trying to get tickets to go see them.
Yeah, that's going to be fun, especially if Travis Barker is there. That'll be an awesome show. It's a little sad, fair warning. As many of you know, in the rock and roll community, the Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins tragically died while on tour in South America. And a bunch of his bandmates actually did a tribute for him, even other fellow musicians. And it was so beautiful, like all of the different tributes. They had a tribute concert in London at Wembley Stadium and the Kia Forum in LA, which I think those were live streamed or maybe they were just able to stream them somewhere.
They were live streamed, and later that day they were uploaded to YouTube, and those videos were touching. They even had his son play a song with Foo Fighters, which that was really, really touching.
Oh my gosh, yes. I saw, fan edits of, him playing drums, and literally I would be, just crying my eyes out because it was just it was so great. When the news of Taylor's death originally came out, it was, one, super surprising. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like he wasn't really sick or anything,
he
right?
wasn't sickly. He was a healthy adult.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone was like, "Oh my gosh." Like,
Shocking and surprisingly.
yeah. And he was just such a good musician and just a good person overall. So it was just so, like,
Heartbreaking.
yes, so heartbreaking. So I guess the lesson we can learn from all of this is that we should be going out and doing the things that we want to do every single day and live life to the fullest. And so I want to challenge everyone listening today to live 2023 to the fullest because, as I said before, you never know when it's your time, it's your time. And also, we want to see how you guys are living to the fullest. So feel free to tag us, Rock927, in all of your crazy rock and roll adventures. We want to see them. And who knows, maybe we'll share a few on our social media pages or something.
Let me add something to Taylor Hawkins. Foo Fighters was the first rock and roll concert I ever saw
Wow,
by
really?
myself. The first show I ever been to, and
Mhm.
I chose ACL 2015, and I chose to go there all by myself. And I saw Foo Fighters. They put on the best show ever. Taylor
I'm
Hawkins
sure.
was the best. He was ecstatic. One of the top drummers I ever saw live play.
Yeah.
Ecstatic. And fun fact too, he's from Texas.
Oh, I didn't know
He's from
that.
Fort Worth.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's a hometown boy. Well, technically he is a hometown boy, but
Yeah.
he was excited. It was good. It was real good.
Oh, I bet. Oh my gosh. What an experience. On a happier note, the moment you have all been waiting for. Will, why don't you go ahead and tell them who our next guests will be?
Next year we'll start off with a bang. We'll interview the band Coffin Cats.
Woo! Yep, that's right. We'll be talking with the Coffin Cats about their upcoming show at the House of Rock, music, of course, and I don't know, maybe we'll talk about like their tattoos or something. I hear they got a lot of tattoos. So, if you have any questions for the Coffin Cats, let us know by sending us a message on our Facebook page. We will try to get them all in, of course. And thank you again for tuning in to this very special episode of Mihaela's Music Moment. From all of us here at Rock 927, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.